We're going to be going over the Detroit Lions news for you folks today on this Wednesday. We're going to go over the latest. We're going to get injury news and all of that. Lions and Giants. Let's go ahead and just start the show right now. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Why is that? Trying to get to 100K. And with your help, every sub, it does help to get to that goal. So smash that good old sub button. If you're looking for graphics in today's video, it is not for you. Still recovering from the old blovid. And so it's taking everything out of me. So to do graphics is a little bit tough because it takes hours to do graphics. So we're just going to go into this one quick here. We're going to get into the Lions news. Lions are facing the Giants, and right now the Detroit Lions are big-time favorites in this game. Why is that? Well, because the Giants are not good. Lions are 10.5-point favorites right now over the New York Giants. They got all sorts of issues. We don't even know who's going to be playing. A lot of injuries. That team is a mess. It should be an easy get-right game for the Lions. Now, if you're wanting to bet, you can go ahead and bet on this game. But 10.5 points is a big number. But if you're just wanting to get a win, and you're like me right now, you're not caring about the numbers of Vegas, and you just want to get a W, you want to get to 7-4, then this is the game for you. This is the good old get-right game here. And Lions should be able to smoke the Giants in this game. Should be able to. All right, that's what we're going to say. Should doesn't actually mean it's going to happen, but should. What do you guys think? Who's going to win this game on Sunday? Give me your thoughts in the comments right now. So this is the Giants scouting report. A lot of losses here. Now they did defeat the Philadelphia Eagles. That is their biggest win right there. They beat the Chargers as well, but the Chargers, they haven't been that good. A lot of losses. Loss. Giants are a bad team. They fired their head coach last week. They're in free fall mode right now, so that's what Lions should be able to smoke them. We get some good news here. Well, not some good news. I don't know. Good old Jalen Reeves-Maybin went to the Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions. I mean, it's like all former Detroit Lions there. Good luck to him. See you in the final week. Let's see. Let's get into this. What I want to do here is talk about the Lions schedule breakdown, win-loss record. Let's get into that because right now, let's take a look and see where the Lions could be at the end of the season. Same with the rest of the NFC North. Let's do a prediction video. Realistic here. So the Lions are 6-4. I have them beating the Giants. Realistically, 7-4. Lions are the better football team here. They should get that win for sure. They should, right? Should. They host the Packers on Thanksgiving. The Packers is always giving the Lions a hard time, but the Lions should win that game. That'd be 8-4. They're hosting the Packers. Lions get 3 games straight at home. And then we face the Dallas Cowboys. They come to Detroit to face the Cowboys. And now Dallas has a great offense, but their defense is giving up a lot. So the Lions should win that game, right? They should. Should be 9-4 at that point. 9-4. So can they do it? I think they will. Now it's going to be a tough game right here. Lions and Rams. I have the Lions losing this game because, first off, you're traveling. It's going over there. There's a really good team in the Rams right now. So I got them going 9-5. Steelers come into town. The Lions should win that game. They're better than the Steelers. 10-5. The Lions should defeat the Vikings. We lost to them in a quirky, weird game. Should win that game, right? That'd be 11 wins. And then you have the Bears. Potentially that could be for the division 12 wins. So I'm looking at this here now. I'm thinking 12 wins is realistic for the Lions. 11 at the low end, 12 at the high end for the Detroit Lions. That's what I have. Just that Rams game is, to me, would be the hardest game left on the schedule. Rams and Packers, those are the two big ones. Other than that, they have a really decent end of the schedule for the remaining part of the season. So it's all about winning the division or getting to the playoffs right there. So give me your thoughts. What do you have for the Detroit Lions win-loss schedule? So I'm going to go 12 wins here. Let's do a little bit different. Let's do Bears' schedule and see what they got going on here for the remainder of their schedule. So they got, 12 wins for the Lions? They got to face the Steelers. They could beat the Steelers. But it's going to be a tough game. So that's a tough one for them. Then they got to face the Eagles. I'll take that as a loss. I'll give them the win here. Actually, I'm going to give them the loss. I'm going to give them the loss here. So they're at, 7-3? 7-4. 7-5. I think they lose to the Packers. 7-6. They beat the Bears. 8-6. 9-6. They beat the Packers again. They lose to the 49ers. 9-7. Lose to their 10-7. So I have the Bears 10-7. 11 wins, so 10-11 wins in there. So this final game is going to be important, big time for the Lions. But that's a tough schedule for the Bears. That's a tough one. That's a tough remaining schedule. Let's do the Vikings and see what their schedule is. They got the worst record right here. Oh, man, they're done. The Vikings are done. Packers, Seahawks, Cowboys. Yeah, they're done. They're not. They're in a world of hurt right now. They're in a world of hurt. So that would be, they're at 4 wins right now. They probably lose this game. They lose this game. They win this game, 5 wins. They lose this game, 6 wins. Maybe they get to 7 wins. So the Vikings are done. Let's look at the old Packers. Again, they can beat the Vikings there. They get them to 6 wins. They lose here. It's a flip. Like I said, I think they'll get one of those wins. 7 wins. That's a tough one. 8 wins. That's a tough one. 9-10 wins. So the Packers 9-10 wins, but again, they got that tie, so that kind of messes with stuff, but they got a hard schedule. They got the Lions, Broncos, Ravens. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. I think the Lions definitely have the best shot right now to still win the division. I believe so. I don't believe they're going to get the number 1 seed. I mean, I think the Lions pretty much lost that one here with Philadelphia. So no matter what, they're not going to be able to gain on Philadelphia, so they'll get that seed. And then you got to look at, too, here. The Lions will probably get the number 3 seed. They'll probably get the number 3 seed. You'll have, this will be 1 or 2, the Eagles. This will be 1 or 2, the Rams. The Lions, the winner of this division, will probably get the 3 seed. One of these guys will win the 4 seed, the Buccaneers and the Panthers. I tell you what, you have some hardcore wild card teams. Look how many good teams there are. Bears got 7 wins. Seahawks, 49ers, 7 wins. It's not even guaranteed they got to win. There's a lot of good teams out there. Seahawks schedule. They got a tough schedule, and that's good. We need that. We need them to get a couple losses here. The Colts, the Rams, the 49ers. Those are some tougher games for them. But it's going to be a race for the Lions to get to the playoffs, and I think that they'll get to the playoffs for sure. Got to win that division, though. You got to win the division now. It's going to be hard at a wild card. So give me your thoughts about the Lions' chances. Adios.